Greetings again, my fellow captains. Welcome back, Rosgrease Gaming, with another premium for the premium spotlight scene. So, here we go again with another premium that's in the game. This is Duke of York Tier 7 in the game. Sister ship to King George, as it was the King George class battleship after they needed some immediate relief during World War II of some of their older style battleships, and they started getting the new ones. So, King George, what's so different between that and King George? Well, not much. So, basically, you had the same survivability at 60,500. You had the same armor and same torpedo reduction. The only difference, though, and I'm going to cut everything here because the only real difference is in the anti-air. See, King George, if you look at the back of this ship, has some boats in the back here for supply and stuff like that, and the catapult fighter. Hence the guns for anti-air. Duke of York, look at the back here. But wait a minute, whereas where's the boats? Why the boats were moved here, and you don't have your fighter anymore. So in doing so, you can actually put more anti-air. And what they did is they put two bow 4s in the back, and also put some more 40 mil 39 QF Mark 7s in the back too. So your anti-air definitely is a little bit better compared to King George, with a rating of now 58 compared to 40. But this is with, bear with it folks, I'm going to say this does not include basic or advanced fire training. My King George does not have the same either. So this is, even without the two buffs, that's pretty impressive rating. But remember, that's because you don't have much on it. Now, the other differences between this ship and the other one also is the consumables. You only had 3 heals, 2 hydroacoustics, and 1 repair. Well, constant repair. Why the reduced heals? I personally don't know, but you can negate that with the Superintendent and the hydroacoustic because they wanted to make a premium with a derp. So, there you go. You get hydroacoustic. Overall, how's this ship? Well, not bad, actually. I definitely, this is a ship that it can be a little bit of a Swiss Army of not really a battleship, but really a support battleship that can really do some serious damage with the allies and stuff like that. It can be a flamethrower, it can be an AP hitter. Trust me, you'll see in the video gameplay of the ship what this really can do. So, let me show you guys what this thing can really do, you know, gun-wise. It's a pretty solid ship. But real quick, let's show you what the commanders real quick, my recommendations so far. For recommendations, preventive maintenance should be your first one, then expert marksman. If you want as your first one, you could go superintendent if you need that extra heal and hydroacoustic, but also you can definitely take demolition expert like I have to make sure you have extra fire of pissing off the enemy. Concealment definitely should be your next line. And then if you feel like you're having trouble with the anti-air defenses, which you probably are going to be, I would also pick up basic and advanced fire training. But Superintendent is definitely one of those pickups you're definitely going to need. Other perks, I really can't say much. If you really want to, but if you get Survivability Expert, there's something wrong with you. You're not that silly. I don't know how many times I've seen battleships or any other players pick Survivability Expert. Stop doing that. I don't get it. It makes me say you are definitely a rookie. No serious battleship player gets Survivability Expert. You have a lot of health pull. You have a lot of... If you know what you're doing, you're going to be fine. Anyway, so let's go to battle and show you guys what Duke of York can be. Okay folks, so this is the Duke of York, and we're now on the map Two Brothers, and immediately I'm firing high explosive immediately right at this broadside Nagato. Now the reason why immediately, like I said before, is right there. Get that HE meta started. Now, the reason why a lot of the British, like I said, use it is just for that meta. Now the armor on this thing isn't so great, like I said, but if you angle, I am taking it quite a bit here, but you angle a little bit, you can actually get some pretty good bounces, unless it's a seriously powerful gun. like Nagato. Nagato has very, very big guns, and that can cause very, very big problems. Now, with also a friend of mine, Scarecrow, he was recently in that last a couple of our featured videos here, and we were playing our Dukes, and I was working on a review at the time, and I thought this was a perfect video for this review. Now, you could have... Now, see what I'm saying? I'm switching to armor piercing after that meta. Now, I was hoping he was going to burn alive with that one shot. And then I was going to pop back into the high armor piercing. And you can see clearly when it hits... Yeah, it just did 11,000 damage to him. Broadside. So you can do some serious damage from the back with these shells. So you actually have some pretty powerful guns. You just have to use it at the right time, the armor piercing. Just like any other battleship, you know, it's not always AP meta, it's also HE meta. Now, if I remember correctly, also, that was just my back guns, because the rest of it hit the island, so... And right off the bat, again, I got another fire. With the Demo Expert, I was able to immediately get another fire on the ship. Now, immediately, I switched to armor piercing again, because you can see in front, I see a battleship and a cruiser. The Pensacola, which we always make fun of, and, of course, the New Mexico, the Tier 6. So, immediately I fire my armor piercing, and you can see that the dispersion isn't so great, but does enough for me. One shot, dead Pensacola. And that's the way this ship is. You just have to switch when the guns are needed to be the right way. And it does, this ship definitely throws in the meta that it's not always AP. You can use high explosive when need be. And it can basically be the difference between you doing a lot of damage or not. Again, broadside battleship, I'm going to fire armor piercing because it's going to do very good penetration to that side plate armor. I'm not aiming at the waterline, but I'm aiming just a little above that, and again, massive damage. And because he's still broadside, I'm going to load and still fire armor piercing. At the time, I probably should have switched to high explosive and got maybe a little better shot, because clearly, you can see him now, he's turning away from me. So those shells are not going to do as much. But, you see, even semi-angled, the ship actually takes quite a bit of damage. Now later on, of course, you know, we're in a fight here, and he's pulling back, he's going to die. There also is a few other ships, including that Nagato that was still in the match, so, you know, focus his button, get rid of him, but, you know, we had to get rid of this ship, too, so, targeting him, pinpointing the shot, and, well, say no more. High explosive, 3 fires in 1 salvo, and he's dead. And that's the way this thing is. Sometimes you're going to use your high explosive, get a lot of fires, and get that damage roll. Or certain cases, you're going to use your armor piercing and get in a position that's needed to be. It's a difference between you getting a massive hit and not. Clearly not. Now, like I said before, another issue with this thing also is you can't fight on its own. Clearly, it is a battleship, but it can't take many hits. Because of the armor on this and King George, it can't take a lot of punishment because of the way the armor is. So, it's best to do this ship with an ally. It's almost a battleship, and it's not. It's more like a support battleship. And because of that, you have to play in a meta that is more of an aspect of assisting the team in a way that can be good to the team. If you don't, it's going to be a meta of just not that good. But what's nice about this thing, as I said before, is the shells on this, even though that they're not very good accurate, you're still going to have them hit. They're almost like a spray, and a few will hit. And the shells that do hit, they do quite a bit of damage. and that's either between the armor piercer or high explosive. And this is another clear example of that. We're near the end of the map. I'm still kicking here, and I fired too early, but I got a few over. And okay, I'm in big trouble now, clearly. This is a clear example of what I mean, that you have to be patient sometimes with shots, but I hold my damage con. Actually, I didn't. Unwisely. But I have enough time on that you can see those torpedoes, they're going to do massive damage to the ship. But you hit this armor piercing, I knew he was going to come again, and nope, crack release for me. That's the way this ship is. You can turn and hit the targets really quickly and very efficiently. So it does help in a pinch immediately, and it's a difference between a victory and a defeat, and it's quite a solid ship. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, that is the Duke of York. So if you guys liked that video, you know, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, dislike it. There's plenty more content on here if you want to. Look down below at the Premium Spotlight. There is plenty of reviews of premium ships, including a one that's coming out very soon on the Musashi. And on top of it, also on the Room, which I'll be planning on working on next week, because I don't have enough time with everything else to work on that currently. You also can find me on Twitter at the description down below, and you can also find me on Twitch as I live stream most cases World of Warships, or I'll also be streaming some other stuff very soon. So as always, hope you guys like this video, and take care of yourselves. See you in the high seas. Farewell.